Hello, it's Jay here again and welcome to another tutorial. So carrying on with the options, and in this lesson we're going to get the display options in place first. So I'm not actually going to begin with the options menu script. I'm going to create another script. We'll call this display options. And while we're at it, we'll come to the options prefab and we'll just drag and drop that script on. So with that in place, let's now open that script. And we're going to come below the void update and we're going to say of type public void. And we'll call this field of view settings. So let's just put the brackets in place. And we'll just save that for now. And in fact, we need to change. It doesn't actually want to inherit from mono behavior. We want to inherit from the game manager script. And then we'll save it off. And we'll open the options menu script now. So let's scroll all the way down to these series of if blocks, if game options active, true. And we're going to come back to game options. We're just going to get the basic sort of options in place first. Game options. I have some ideas for adjusting difficulty and other such basic things, but if you have any requests for what you would like to be able to change in games or options, please leave them in a comment and I will try and accommodate. So let's come to if display options active equals true. Now this can go anywhere, but I'm going to put it here. We're going to say get component, open and close brackets. And what we want is the name of the script, so display options. We'll come to the end, we'll open and close brackets again, dot, our function name, field of view settings, we're going to open and close again and close that line off. And into the comments. So we'll just say call the field of view settings. So call that function. You can put from the display options script if you like. And we can actually save that off. And we can close the options menu script now because we will not be needing that for the rest of this lesson. So we'll make a start filling out this function. So we're going to say GUI dot begin group. So let's open and close brackets, close that line off. And we're going to come inside here, we're going to say of type new rect, we'll open and close brackets. Inside those brackets we're going to say screen dot width divided by 2 minus, we'll open and close brackets again. Inside those brackets we're going to say underscore options. And we want options sub button width divided by 2 plus and options sub button height +5. Now we're going to alter these values of, well, not the divide by 2, but these +5. We'll probably make those some sort of offset, but this will do for now, just so we can get things up and working. Now, I have experimented. I've got a little piece of paper here, excuse me, with what I've experimented in terms of positioning on screen, and I've written down the values here, just quickly jotted them down. But we'll put, as I said, we'll probably change it up once we get things working. Then we can actually tidy it up and make it look even better. But just for now, let's just get everything up and working. So we'll come after the first comma here. We're going to say 0 plus screen dot height divided by 4. I'll use the F actually, because I may need to change that. So we'll leave that as a float. We'll say minus, open and close brackets again, inside those brackets, underscore options sub menu button height, or sub, there we go, options sub button height times 2. And let me just have a look at my notes, -10, and I used that because I used +5 here. So let's just break this up. So we'll come after this first close brackets now. We'll say comma, we'll enter, underscore options sub button width plus, in brackets again, options sub button height. And don't worry, I'm going to go through all this and comment it, but sub button height times 2, and then after the close brackets +10. In between the brackets here, we're going to comma, underscore options sub button height again. So let me just quickly have a look at this here. So new rect screen. So there, that's correct. Just having a quick look. Make sure I've got the brackets correct. Minus times 2 minus 10 button width plus. Let's just comment this up. I'm sure I'll spot where the error is. So let's say begin group so we'll say at this position width, and we'll say plus this offset. So in fact I put that as width as well, because that's where it's adjusting. And let's have a look. begin group, screen width, open brackets there. And we want a close brackets there with a comma plus screen dot height divided by 4 minus in brackets there. Oh, there we go. There shouldn't have been a close brackets there. I do apologise. I knew it didn't look right there. I know there should have been 2 closed ones there. I just more concentrating on these open and closed brackets here. But there we go. Anyway, we're going to say at this position, open and close brackets height. And we'll say by these dimensions, and that's for the width, by this dimension height. Now this has been the most awkward one to do, which is why I had to test it out before doing this lesson. The field of view settings, I wanted it where it said field, adjust FOV plus and a minus, and just to get it to sit nicely in the center of the screen. It was a little bit tricky, but so I just experimented and this works for now. I may change it later, but this seems to work quite well, getting that nice and centered. When it actually comes to just doing buttons for things like resolution, it will be a lot simpler, so please don't worry if this looks a bit messy. It was just for this one, one option. And this is why I'm doing this first, because I wanted to get this done and out the way. GUI.label. So let's open and close brackets again and close that line off. Inside the brackets, we're going to say new rect. Open and close brackets again. Inside those brackets, we can just say 0, 0, options sub button width, options sub button height. We're going to say comma in between the closed brackets, low quote marks, field of view, and I'll say space, an equal sign, and then another space. Then we're going to say plus underscore, and we want the adjusted FOV dot toString. We open and close brackets again, and that is that line done. So let's break that off commenting. Now we've actually sorted out where we begin in the group, makes everything else a lot easier. So let's just quickly comment this up. We'll say create GUI label. At this position, you can also put within the group if you wish. And in the comments for the next line, we'll just say these dimensions. Next line, we'll say and right I'm going to write all of that, including the equal sign, plus the adjusted FOV value. So let's come here, we're going to say GUI.endGroup. We'll open and close brackets, close that line off, we'll just put in here, end the GUI group. And I think we'll leave it here for this lesson actually. And we'll pick this up in the very next video. And yes, we do have more code to go in between the begin group and end group. So we'll have some more code in this middle section here. But as I said, we'll pick that up in the very next lesson. So as always, I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope to see you next time. And until then, as always, bye for now.